Hey my adorable little squidlings, it is Katie here and I hope you're having an absolutely squidlicious day. Today we are going to be unboxing the Paletteful Packs, and this box is actually thanks to all of the support from my patrons. So if you're interested in being a patron and getting perks like seeing this about 2 weeks early, certainly click up here and you can check out the rewards, and I would be super thankful if you decided to pledge because it supports the channel. So anyway, we're going to be unboxing this and I'm going to be talking about things and stuff. I do purchase this now on my own, so it is not sent to me or anything, so just so you know. Also, this is the Paletteful Pack's Petite Box, so this is their cheaper subscription box. This comes in at $23.95 a month. It is free shipping. All their boxes are free shipping to the United States. It is $15 to Canada and Mexico for shipping and $25 everywhere else, so it is very pricey as far as shipping is concerned. They do have other boxes like their Young Artist box, which I believe is $29.99 a month. And then they also have a bigger version of this box, which is the Paletteful Pack, and I believe that is $34.95 a month, but I could be wrong. I will have their website in the description below if you want to check that out. Hey, future Katie here, just wanting to let you guys know that if you are in the Chicago/Rosemont area during April 7th and 8th, I'm going to be at Heroes and Villains/Walker Stalker Fan Fest. I would really love to meet you guys, so if you're going to be there, I don't have my booth number quite yet, but if you want to follow me on Twitter, I will have all that stuff updated as soon as possible. So love to meet you guys, and I'm super excited for the first con of the year, so yay! So now without further ado, let's open the box. I'm so excited. So, yay for the worms! Woo! Okay, so it looks like we have something that I'm really familiar with, and girl, that is markers. I shouldn't say girl, because I suppose all of you watching are not girls. But anyway, whatever. So first off, we have, well, let's get this card out of the way. We have a hashtag coloring marker, and I've actually made a review on these. Didn't really like them, but this is just a colorless blender, so you can't really go wrong with a colorless blender. It's clear, so I'm very excited for this. Then we've got, oh, this is going to be interesting. So it looks like we got the yellow set. These are the Sheen Han touch markers. Now the black ones have a fine nib and a broad nib, and then the white ones have a brush nib and a broad nib. When I say broad, I mean chisel tip. So we'll be swatching those out in just a second. I am not even upset by this. Okay, so the next thing we've got is something I'm ridiculously familiar with. I use it all the time. It is a Derwent Graphic 4H pencil. I'm slowly but surely going through my own pencil. I find that 4H pencils actually take less to sharpen, so you get them for longer, but I'm not even upset by a new 4H pencil because I'm going to be needing this eventually. Then we have another thing that I'm stoked about. This box was just like, hey, this is Katie's box, and she basically curated it, even though she didn't. I have no affiliation. But if I were to curate a box, this is like all the things that would be in it. Okay, so this is a Micron 005 in black, and I have actually been needing a 005 because the last one I had, look how tiny that nib is. The last one I had, the nib, since it's so small, got all like squishy, so I had to get rid of it, which was a sad day. Okie dokie. And the last thing in the box is another thing I'm really excited about, is B Paper Company. This is B Pen Sketcher paper, I assume. It's 70 pounds. It's a 3.5 inch by 5.5 inch thing, and it's got 50 sheets, and the paper feels real nice. It's not really thick enough for me for marker paper, but we're going to use it anyway just because it's what I was supplied, and yeah. Alright, so here is every single thing that came in the box. I'm so excited for this box. This is just like, again, this is like this box was made for me. So I'm very, very excited, and I cannot wait to create with this stuff. I think the yellows are going to be a challenge because yellow is kind of a color I don't generally use too much in my work. So I'm actually really excited for this. Can't wait. I hope you're excited for the illustration. Stay tuned, and we're going to get right into it after the swatches. Alright, we're doing the swatches now. And I do want to talk about something. Everything else came out perfectly fine aside from that colorless blender. When I got it, both tips had a lot of weird crystallization on it, and the brush end was actually completely frayed, which I found quite disheartening. I was really upset about that. I don't really like these markers, but I was a little sad that one of them came very damaged, but it was still usable, so that's okay. Now, one thing I want to let you guys know is I did not do my final illustration on this paper because it bled through so bad. So what I decided to do is do a couple of studies of some daffodils really quick. These took me no time at all, and you can probably tell. I thought it would just be fun because I do plan on incorporating them into my final piece, so I thought I would do a couple of quick studies. So whenever we move on to the final product, since I had all yellows and I really didn't want to color my picture in all yellow, I did a little bit of a color comp on the piece of paper that I had printed out to transfer this. I transferred it with the Derwent 4H pencil, but I did not show that because it's really weird filming a light box. I did that, and then I did a little color comp, and I actually did a lot of the shading with the pencil, and you will see that later. So right now, I just finished coloring the daffodils, and then I am coloring in her eyes to give them a base layer, and then I'm going over the hair with a medium yellow. It's not the darkest orangier yellow that I have. It is kind of in the middle. I don't remember what color I used particularly. Needless to say, coloring in with a bullet tip takes forever. Something I'm certainly not used to. Whenever I can color with a brush tip, it does go a lot quicker, but I thought this color was really pretty, so in my opinion it was worth the extra effort that I had to put into it. So let's talk about the products in the box. So they don't really give a price breakdown, but I did feel like I got my money's worth. I got 4 markers, my favorite pencil, one of my favorite liners, and some paper, and that is a lot more than you get in some other subscription boxes that are about the same price. So I'm relatively happy with the supplies I got. The only thing I was a little upset about was the Colorless Blender, which, as you can tell, I really didn't use in this piece at all. I did on the studies with the daffodils, but I kind of forgot about it whenever I was coloring with these, but that's okay. I don't really plan on using it too much anyway. It's kind of ruined, and so, yeah. So I am trying to darken up some of my shading in the hair, and I left the top lighter, but it didn't really work out, so I ended up going back over it with the same color just to give it a different kind of shading. I went over with my darkest color to kind of blend that out and make it not look so weird. But basically all I did was just the different tones in her hair, her eyes, her lips, and the daffodils, and there's a little bit of yellow on her nails and ring. And then I'm going in with the Derwent pencil, and I am coloring in her horns. She's got like little ram horns, and I think they're super cute. I really like drawing horned girls, as you might be able to tell. Anyway, so I'm darkening that up, and this is about as dark as this pencil gets, which, again, I'm not upset about. It's something I really love about this pencil. And I think this added a nice contrast to all of the yellows, especially because they are all up by her head, so, you know, her face and her hair and stuff. So I thought this kind of broke that up a little bit, and it was a good decision on my part, at least in my opinion. I liked it. And then I will go in with this pencil to shade her face and her body and everything else. Basically, every other part of shading is done with this pencil. So then, after I get done shading, I know I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, but I do go in with the Micron Pigment Pen just to kind of outline some stuff and give it a little bit more of a darker feel, because I know that this is a really light piece right now, and I wanted this to kind of have a little bit of contrast in it, so I will shade a little bit with the pen. It's not too much, but I do. But right now, like I said, I'm just laying down some light shading, and I will come in and darken this shading up. After I add the black liner, I realized that my shading wasn't near as dark as I had wanted it to be, so I do come in. I don't want it, like, really dark. I wanted it dark enough to where you could tell that it is shaded, and it's not just, like, random pencil smudges. So I think the hardest part of this picture for me was shading around her shoulder and like her body in general. I think that was the hardest part for me. I'm pretty used to shading faces, so that's not usually that difficult. But her body was really difficult for some reason. Generally, I don't do a lot of shading on a body, but yeah. So now I am using that Pigma Micron pen. I'm starting around the arm, and I'm actually being really sketchy with it. You may not be able to tell in the video, but I'm trying to be sketchy because that's kind of what I want to move my style into. Not really my style, but I want to just incorporate sketchier lines because I feel like that's more me. I did add a very stylistic, I don't even know if that's the word, butterfly tattoo. It's just kind of like doodly version of it. I don't know, I liked it. I thought it was a cute idea because I don't know, her back just all plain was too plain for me, and so I wanted to add some depth and something cute. So now I'm loosely outlining these daffodils. A lot of the lines actually on this picture, again, you might not be able to tell, are not in the lines or on the lines or whatever. I wanted that. I actually really like the look of when your outline isn't fully on the line, like you can see the line going inside the piece of hair, for instance, or outside of it. I don't know. I like it. I think it's cute, and I just think it's something that kind of suits how impatient I am, I guess. And you can see, as well as I am darkening some parts up around her hair, just to kind of give it some added depth. We're going to be taking a look at that final piece in just a second. And I did add some gel pen to this. I don't think I filmed it, but I did add some just to kind of, you know, give it some more depth. So here's the final piece. I want to thank you guys so incredibly much for watching. I love you guys so much. Also, don't forget, if you made anything with the Paletteful Packs box, leave a comment. Let me know what colors you got, and use the hashtag #SquidoodlinWithKatie so I can see it. So, until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!